Okay, let's start today's webinar. Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar on 2024 Wrap Up China's Cosmetic Regulatory Updates. I'm Yvette, your speaker for today. First, let me briefly introduce myself. I have several years of experience in the cosmetic compliance industry. Currently, I work as regulatory analyst at the ZMUni Compliance Centre. Today's presentation will cover 4 key parts to help you understand China's cosmetic regulatory updates in 2024, which includes key regulatory updates in China, penalty case, some hot topics, and compliance tips and future prospects. In 2024, the cosmetic industry witnessed significant regulatory changes. Government introduced substantial updates in areas such as the safety assessment, ingredient compliance, and testing method. Digital electronic measures shaping the industry future. All right, now let's move on to the first part, and I will share some key regulatory updates in 2024 for you. 2024 is the year of the centralized release of cosmetic regulations, and according to statistics, more than 100 regulations have been issued, which include safety assessment, testing method, toxicological, toothpaste, and supervision. As we all know, the keywords that run through the entire year of 2024 is the implementation of the full version safety assessment. On April 22nd, the NMPA issued the announcement on issuing several measures to optimize the safety assessment management of cosmetics. Introduced 12 specific measures and categorized into 3 main areas. There are transition submission form and a series of guidelines. First of all, for the transition period, to accommodate enterprise adaptation needs, the announcement specifically allows cosmetic registrants to submit the simplified safety assessment compliant with the technical guideline until May 1st this year. Over the past year, the local regulatory authorities have actively responded to the national policies and adopt various measures to promote the full implementation of the comprehensive CPSR system. Now, let's take a look at the submission form. Following the principle of risk-based management, the submission requirements for CPSR raw material has characterized based on the product categories and the operational status of cosmetic quality management system. Cosmetics are divided into 2 categories. For the first category, special cosmetics, infant and children, and new cosmetic ingredients under safety monitoring period. These 3 kinds of cosmetics need to submit the report. And for the second category, for general cosmetics, enterprise can submit safety assessment conclusion. And in situation 1, we can see the relevant quality specification documents are required according to the specific condition. For safety assessment, report guideline documents mainly include raw material resource and technical guidelines. Regarding the raw material data resources, NMPA released the guidelines for the use of the cosmetic raw material data and keep update the information for the listed products revised draft for comments. continues improving raw material data to help the enterprise to reduce the difficulty and the cost of the filing. At the same time, the NMPA has developed a more detailed and specific technical guideline, especially for raw material like plant extracts and fermentation products. Solution has been proposed to adjust their use reasonably while ensuring safety. So most raw material toxicological endpoints can be evaluated through the method such as the TTC and the cross method. Regarding these three technical guidelines for stability, packaging compatibility, and preservative challenging report, the NMPA also released corresponding technical guidelines. Currently, there is no mandatory standard for these three reports, and the enterprise self-built method can also be used. If the enterprise wants to shorten the cycle and launch their products as soon as possible, then needs to prepare these three reports in advance. Looking back at 2024, the CPSR system has been steadily rolled out, with various policy and measures taking effect. Looking ahead to 2025, as more enterprises and products adapt to the new requirements, the comprehensive implementation of the full CPSR system is expected to advance further and more deeply. Second, a series of testing methods has also been updated, including new, revised, and supplement testing method. Firstly, the enterprise should pay attention to the updates of the prohibited substance, including these 5. Secondly, for prohibited substances such as anti-androgen drugs and anti-infective drugs, further supervision has been strengthened. For restricted raw material, the revised testing method for dioxin, selenium disulfide in cosmetic replaced the original testing method in the testing specifications. Now, let's take a look at the toxicology related regulation related in 2024. First, the NMPA released the technical guidelines for the application of integrated testing and evaluation strategies for skin sensitization, which marking the China's alignment with the international research and validation of non-animal testing method, and further improving the integrated testing and evaluation strategy for skin sensitizing based on these relevant international testing guidelines. Meanwhile, the 2024 guidelines focus on the inhalation toxin raw material and provide a more detailed introduction to the testing method. This field was previously in the regulatory blank area. On the other hand, the range of inhalation aerosol products in the cosmetic industry has also brought concerns for their safety, especially in the children's cosmetic market. And here is a warm reminder to enterprise. The enterprise needs to pay attention to the raw material inhalation toxicity for spray cosmetic products containing propellant is suggested to change the packaging to remove the propellant and revise the use method to spray on their hand first instead of use on the face directly, and add the warning words avoid inhalation on the packaging. There are as many as 16 toothpaste regulatory documents released, including multiple testing methods for toothpaste. And toothpaste will face the strictest supervision in this year. And here is a reminder for the toothpaste enterprise. For the simplified filing toothpaste products, the enterprise should complete the corresponding products filing material in accordance with the relevant regulations before December 1st, 2025. And for the first batch of the products launched and sold before January 1st, 2021, the product filing material can be kept by the enterprise for future reference. But if the first batch of the products are launched and sold after that, the registrant shall submit the full version filing documents. In addition to toothpaste that only claims to have cleaning efficacy, simplified registered toothpaste products should also be uploaded and punish the product's efficacy claim through the registration plan before December 1st, 2025. In 2024, a total of recommended national standards were introduced. Also, according to the National Group Standards Information Platform, more than 100 cosmetic-related group standards and 12 toothpaste group standards were issued through the last year. According to the provision, cosmetics standard guideline activities such as cosmetics, production, operation, and supervision. It includes the mandatory national standards for cosmetic, recommended national standards, international standard, and cosmetic safety technical standard. The process of developing and revise cosmetic standard is fully digitalized and efficacy and transparency. Over the last year, new cosmetics ingredients continue to break new ground, becoming another major topic following the CPSR in China. According to the data from the NMPA, 90 NCI ingredients has been notified for record, and 13 new ingredients were either denotified or had their notified cancelled this year. And we got the first whitening agent ingredient. Despite the growing interest in new ingredient notification year on year, it is noteworthy that 30 new ingredients either denotified and cancelled. The main reason for the cancellation is the inclusion of their ingredients into the IECIC list. All right, let's now move on to the second part, where I will share customers' unauthorized entry reason and some hot copies and typical penalty cases and analyze them in detail. For supervision, a series of regulations has also been issued, including risk monitoring, sampling, and adverse reactions. On May 2022, the General Administration of Customs issued a notice soliciting opinions on the draft of the measures to supervision and administration of customs import and export cosmetic inspection. Regarding the duty-free cosmetics, the submission requirements for product quality and safety statement and free sale certificate, certificate of origin, and other materials need to added. and the relevant provision in the old regulation regarding the exemption from the Chinese label for duty-free cosmetics had been delayed, which means that duty-free cosmetics may also require the Chinese label in the future. Regarding the safety risk monitoring management measure, elaborate in details the relevant requirements and the procedure for sampling, inspection, and testing, investigations, as well as the application of the monitoring result. So for imported cosmetics, we need to pay special attention to point 2, substance added or introduced into cosmetics that caused harm to human health aboard. This type of cosmetic is a key monitoring item. Furthermore, based on the monitoring project's requirements, the priority should be given to the monitoring cosmetics with a wide distribution range, high usage frequency, high risk, and frequent issues found during the regulatory inspections. This chart is about the customers' data from January to November 2023 to 2024. And we can see that there has been a significant increase in the number of the products not allowed to get into the country by customers in 2024, especially in July to October. Okay, next, let's take a look at the reasons. The GACC reported that between January and November 2024, a total of 71 batches of the cosmetics were deemed non-compliant and denied entry at Chinese ports. The most common reasons are failure to provide the certificates or qualification certificates as required. And other reasons include unqualified labels, expired products, excessive bacterial content, and excessive risk substance. So here is a reminder to the enterprise that they must ensure the product compliance before importing to avoid greater losses caused by the return of the goods. In 2024, the National Products Administration conducted a series of strict inspections on the cosmetic market. As of December 31st, a total of 19 inspection notices were issued, covering 535 batches of cosmetics that failed the inspection, and among them, 461 batches of cosmetic didn't meet the regulations, and 74 batches of cosmetics were found to contain prohibited raw material. The unqualified batches of sunscreen products, hair dye products, and hair care and hair bath products and facial masks. These products were significantly higher than those of other cosmetics, accounting for around 76% from the perspective of the reason for unqualified sampling. They mainly focus on 4 categories: inconsistent with the label and registration info, unqualified preservatives, detection of the prohibited substance, and excessive microorganism. In 2024, the NMPA released several notices regarding the unannounced inspection result. 5 cases including China cosmetic companies, and 2 cases concern overseas cosmetics. from Spain and South Korea. This Spanish company was found to have 2 products suspected of use prohibited ingredients, and this is a violation of the regulation. According to interim provisions on the administration of cosmetic overseas inspection, overseas inspection prioritize risk-based principle and targets company with issues identified during product registration, notification, testing, adverse reaction, monitoring, or consumer complaint. The enterprise with large import volume and significant market presence in China are also prioritized to ensure the inspection's relevance and effectiveness. Now, let's talk about some hot topics. Should trace preservatives be labeled? Last year, a well-known brand product contains more than 0.1 phoenix ethanol, which is not marked on the label. And the influencer showed 3 testing reports online. The 3 reports brought from the brand flagship store from 3 different platforms detect exceeding 0.1 phoenix ethanol relatively. In response to the allegation, this brand issued a statement acknowledging the presence of phoenix ethanol, attributing it to the inclusion in composite ingredient. And it is noted that the phoenix ethanol level in all products is below the minimum concentration and within the cosmetic safety standards. According to the regulation, if the ingredients with a content exceeding 0.1 should be listed in descending order. But there is currently no clear requirements in the regulations for the labeling of the trace substance. So we think when brands promote their products as addictive-free and suitable for sensitive skin, they often create high expectation of purity among the customers. So if it is later discovered that ingredients not disclosed in the market are present, even if legally permitted, this can easily lead to a crisis of trust. Therefore, in addition to ensuring products compliance, cosmetic brands must also be mindful of maintaining transparency in their marketing. And this topic is about some brand promotions and ingredients that do not match the actual added ingredients. For this well-known brand, they release advertising slogans such as the products originate from the olive trees among the Mediterranean coast and contains abundant oleoeuropin. But the actual addition to the products is olive extract. These two are similar substance, but not the same. And no active ingredient has been detected, and the raw material are not from the Mediterranean Sea. Finally, this brand got a fine of 50,000 and ordered to stop publish the illegal advertisement. According to the regulation, the labeling of the cosmetic should be truthful, accurate, scientific, and legal, and false or misleading advertising is not allowed. So, the promotional ingredients in the cosmetic advertisement should match the product formula ingredients and should not promote unused ingredients. There are also many cases for overseas cosmetics, and the following cases got the severe punishment. This company involved are selling unregistered imported cosmetic online. And the result is this enterprise got fined over 6 million, confiscates illegal gains about 1 million, and confiscates all illegal properties. This is a very serious punishment, and this company must ensure that their products are registered and sold on market after filing or registration approved. All right, now let's move on to the third part where I will share some compliance tips. Let's take a look at how to fill the production process in the standard for product execution. The main step of the actual production process should briefly describe, including the feeding, mixing, filling. If there are separate production steps that complete in different enterprises, they should be noted in the remarks. And second, it should reflect the range of the main production process parameters, such as the temperature, which should be consistent with the basic properties of the raw material. And the third, the raw material and the serial number should be consistent with the formula table. If the same raw materials used in different stages of the process, it should be distinguished. And if additives need to be used in the production process but removed in the subsequent production steps, they should be delayed. In short, the production process needs to reflect the details and be authentic. This one is about how to fill in the standard Chinese name of plant raw material obtained through steam distillation in the formula. For this step, raw material, their standard Chinese name should be filled in according to the actual products and in accordance with IECIC list. For example, the oily liquid obtained by steam distillation of the rose flowers should be reported as rose flower oil. The obtained aqueous solution should be reported as rose flower water. And if there is no corresponding name in IECIC, it can be reported as the plant extract and needs to put the remarks in the column. For example, the tuberose ingredients can be reported as tuberose extract and need to remark the use part in the flower, but the actual ingredient is tuberose flower oil. And next is about micro crossline or micro needle products for within the definition of the cosmetics. Based on its formula, production process, usage method, product content, and form, which not applied to the surface of the skin, will not be classified as cosmetics. But for the words like microcrystalline in the name, as long as the products meet the definition of the cosmetic, it can be registered. And we successfully registered a serum product with a name containing microcrystal last year. Last one is about how to understand the relationship between product label claims and classification coding efficacy claim. The efficacy claim on the product label should be within the scope of the declared classification code and cannot exceed the efficacy range covered by the classification code. For example, if the efficacy claim in the classification code is only moisturizing, the product label can claim the content related to like moisturizing functions such as moisturizing, reducing water loss, relieving dry skin, etc., but cannot claim content outside the moisturizing efficacy claim, such as firming or soothing. We also have a webinar about China label guide in September last year, and we have the screen recording and the file documents. So if you need them, please contact my email. Finally, let's go over future prospects. First, for full version cosmetic safety assessment, we encourage enterprise to establish their own raw material database, collect and summarize 3-year usage history of raw materials, conduct stability testing, packaging compatibility testing, and preservative challenge testing in advance. And the enterprise also needs to pay attention to the new dictation method. And for the testing for the toothpaste registrant, this enterprise shall pay attention to complete the corresponding products filing materials in accordance with the relevant regulations and upload the summary of the efficacy claim basis before December 1st, 2025. And the enterprise also needs to pay attention to the following 4 points. Pay attention to the product registration of cancel new raw ingredient. If the enterprise uses this raw material, it needs to be updated in a timely manner. They also need to pay attention to the inhalation toxicity, standard revision plan, and electronic management, which promote the electronization of the registrant and the filing files for cosmetics and new cosmetic ingredient, which improved the efficacy of the cosmetic registrant and the filing work. Over the past years, we have witnessed the continuous updates and improvements in industrial regulations, faced numerous challenges, and also encountered many opportunities. Looking ahead to 2025, more new regulations are set to be implemented, propelling this industry towards the higher standards. If you find the compliance procedure for cosmetics too complex and want an easy solution, you can choose us as your agent with a professional service. Since 2021, the ZMUni Compliance Centre has helped thousands of companies complete the registration and dozens of new cosmetic ingredients notification. And our cosmetic notification and registration application number in China accounted for 10% of the industry total in 2023. Okay, that's all for my presentation today. I hope the info I shared is valuable for your work and wish you a smooth entry to China market. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please take a moment to fill out our feedback survey, and it won't take long, and your suggestions are incredibly help in shaping future events. Thank you for your attending. I appreciate for your time in this topic. And if you have any questions or would like to discuss further, you're welcome to contact me later by the email or WhatsApp. Bye bye and see you next time.